I've been with Osprey for 12 years. I answered an ad in the paper. They were looking for a receptionist, and I've always wanted to do that kind of thing. That's what's in my blood. So I applied. I got the job. Here I am. Well, when I started, there was a sewing factory where the warehouse is.
We had kind of a boot camp going on back then where new employees were put on the assembly line for their first week or two, and so you got to spend some time stuffing hip belts and harnesses, and it was a good test of your willpower to work for the company.
When I first joined the company, I was CEO, head of U.S. sales, head of international sales, head of sourcing and buying. The company was also configured differently. We had about 9 people in the office, where we have close to 75 right now.
How do you like our new conference room with the new sliding door? Isn't it nice?
Yeah. Yeah, we both used to be guys.
Whether we're talking to an end user, to one of our dealers or buyers, to our reps, I want them to call in here, or how they're communicating with us. I want to make their day in the end. Like, yeah, we got this. We'll take care of you. We got your back. We have a pack wall out here, so it's great that we can just go grab the product, lay it down on the platform, and you just start walking through every step. I'm up here at the top, and it connects to this portion, and it's right by this. We're the good guys in customer service, and warranty has to be the bad guys.
I'm a returns and quality assurance associate. I had a guy that couldn't read his own Osprey pack. He told me it was EOE, strange symbol, TUE. I was like, send me a picture of the name. It was momentum. He was reading it sideways because it's vertical. That was a weird one.
We're having a party on Wednesday because Mike Pfotenhauer is turning 60 next week, and all we need is a reason.
Okay, let's have another one. Cheers. Love that. 10 dozen in the fridge. 10 dozen? Squeeze it so it pops out. You don't lick it. No, you lick around the edge. So you lick around the edge. And then you go, oh, it's not working. Wait. Yep.
The party rocked. I liked it.
Like, one thing that I love about working here is that we hire really good people, and they're all just a little weird, and we can be ourselves here.
Drug testing, we really don't feel like we need to do that. We've got a lot of transparency within the company, and we have a culture here of allowing people to be independent and pursuing their passions outside of work.
The people who live here want to be here, and that makes a big difference. The friendships are more real, the business is more real because we're all connected to this area, kind of toughing it out on our own. I think that Osprey is one of those exemplary outdoor companies that still represents what is and was good about the industry when it started in the 60s, 70s, and matured through the 80s and 90s and into this century. In the beginning, it was taking a great company that had not yet met its potential and changing the variables so that it could start to meet its potential. And it was well positioned in the industry, it made terrific product, it was performing well for our retailers. We struggled with production. One of the knocks on the company was late delivery. We were an expensive brand at that time. And I have to say the finances of the company were not picture perfect, so that was one of the main focuses as well.
We didn't have enough product. We were telling people no all the time. No, we couldn't take them on as a new account. No, we couldn't sell them more product. We couldn't grow as much as the market wanted us to. And that's when things got a little bit dark. We were under a lot of pressure to produce more packs, more packs, more packs.
We tried everything we could do to keep manufacturing in Colorado. It was all hands on deck. It was an emergency situation on a daily basis.
We held on as long as we could. We really did. We tested that theory and went as far down the road of domestic production as possible.
The writing was kind of on the wall. All our competitors had left the U.S.
They called some of us, and we got in a little circle. We're like, okay, what's going on? What did we do? Then when we got there and they started talking, and then they said, oh, you guys are the surviving ones. We're going to close down the factory and you guys going to keep on going. I'm like, Yes!
I remember the days going from 90 down to about 30, down to about 10 people, you know, and that being really, really bittersweet. I remember the last US pack coming off the line, and it was autographed by all the remaining sewers, basically everybody in tears.
So although we tried the best we could using different techniques to increase our production, we learned in time that it was impossible, and we were forced to go offshore if we wanted to survive. And at the same time, that was rather pleasant to suddenly have that burden lifted from you.
Remember that we did it differently than other people. Mike, bless his heart, decided to not do what other companies done and simply outsource and live by email and FedEx and the occasional visit. He decided to follow his factory, take his family, and move from a town of 800 to a city of 8 million and face the challenges of running an organization overseas.
I suggested, why don't we move to Vietnam? I was sort of half joking.
I've had the privilege of being in Ho Chi Minh City maybe 15 or 20 times. Adjectives for me are raw, organic, earthy, smelly, intense, exciting, intoxicating, visual, overwhelming, good food.
Fast-growing, ever-changing, a wonderful example of capitalism. I protested against the war in Vietnam. I never imagined that I would go to Vietnam willingly and do business there. It was the last thing I ever imagined. The people are wonderful. It was a revelation to me to see such a healthy group of people who obviously enjoyed life. It turned my head around.
Mike set up in our house that we rented a small, teeny tiny design space in the garage and hired Quinn, who had been working with one of our factories. And that blossomed into a facility now where we have probably about 30 people. It's an extremely important part of the Osprey process, and we did it differently.
My name is Chris Graham. I'm Managing Director of Osprey Vietnam. Well, we're District 2 of Ho Chi Minh City, so 20 minutes by car to the city centre. We're on a small tributary that joins the Saigon River within view of the front of the office there.
This is my first trip to Vietnam. This is my first trip to Asia ever as a tourist or work or anything, and it's been wonderful meeting these people I work with every day via email to see the factories. And this is a beautiful country, a little more humid than Colorado and a lot more green, but it's a beautiful place to be.
They have a different approach to work in Vietnam and generally in Asia than in the West. They work very hard, they work long hours. It's a national norm to work 6 days a week. We only do 5, so people are here to work. We try and give our staff the responsibility to make decisions and develop product, which is not the norm. A lot of companies and a lot of factories will tell their staff exactly what they want them to do. They don't allow them to think out of the box, and we encourage that. And with that comes great loyalty and great results.
My name is Lam, Lương Thị Mộng Lam. I came here to study in the university, and I also just finished the MBA.
Nguyễn Thanh Hiền. Yeah, I work here like a graphic designer. Now I use a very orange packaging because I think it looks different when I go on motorbike and somebody just catch me and ask me, where do you buy this bag? And I like it.
My full name is Đơn Thị Trâm. Yeah, it revert with US, right? I'm developer. To take care of checking sample and then go to factory to develop a new sample. And before I work for factory, so it's a little bit boring. I have to follow the other ideas. So now I can I give my idea on the sample.
My job in Osprey is QC manager. It's a good environment for me to work here because this job is make me more and more busy, and I like to work at the busy job.
Công việc hiện tại đang làm thì làm rập. Tôi làm công ty đây được 6 năm hơn. Thường thường đa số sẽ mà khoa học giả tưởng.
Công việc làm may mẫu cho Osprey năm 22 tuổi. Giờ là 39 tuổi rồi. Khiếp thiệt.
My full name is Huỳnh Thị Thu Hà, but my first name is Hà. My job in Osprey is a driver. I like because I take work 5 days a week and I have a good boss. I think the woman is driver better than man.